Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I hope you're keeping well, and I do mean that because this whole coronavirus is making us, live like a new reality, and it's really strange and uncertain. So I do hope you're keeping well, keeping healthy, and just keeping busy throughout this whole isolation period. It is tough, no doubt about it, but with a positive mindset we will all come through this. And yeah, I'm actually playing with some new lights that I got. These are the Philip Hue Play Bar, I think they're called. Yeah, they're just really cool, really easy to set up, and really just add so much atmosphere to a room. So for example, say if I want this here one to be more blue, I can change it to be more blue. If I want this one to be, say, green from my phone, I can change it to green. And also I'm calling this my isolation hairstyle, as I'm sure with a lot of people, we can't go to barbers, we have to just let our hair grow long. Mine's growing too long. I'm not loving it at all, but what can you do? So there's going to be a different kind of video, kind of just going to sit down, kind of talk about something, because I've always said that I do want to kind of keep it real with you guys and just be honest. And if I'm dealing with something, I will say to a certain extent. So throughout my whole entire life, including now more so than ever, I think I have been somewhat of a perfectionist, and I never really thought I was until I heard something mentioned the last week that made me kind of think, and then I was like, yeah, maybe I am. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it does create a lot of barriers for you. But the thing is that they're self-made, like it's kind of you against yourself, which is not a fun thing to have to deal with. So then I googled the signs of a perfectionist, and I do have to say that I do tick a lot of them. So for example, the first one is there is no room for mistakes. When I go out and do my shoots or when I do my edits, like obviously I'm there to have fun, but at the same time, like if something goes wrong, I freak out, which is not a good thing, especially when it comes to photography, because as much as it is about getting cool photos, it's kind of about enjoying the process, having fun, as I always say, meeting new people, doing new things. But because there's no room for mistakes, it kind of puts pressure on myself, from myself, to get the shots. If something messes up, fuck, that's not good, which is not a good way to go about it. The next one, and this is big time me, especially when it comes to photography and creating things, is that it's all about the end result. Yeah, no, this is me. Again, when I do my shoots, I think about, not all the time, but the majority of the time, I think about the end edit, like what the actual final product is gonna look like. And because I'm thinking so much of what the final product is going to look like, it takes away some of the enjoyment from the process. Even though I do enjoy the process of, going out and doing the shoots, meeting the people, whatever. But because I'm thinking of, okay, so the final product has to look like this, or the final video has to have this in it, or the final image has to look like this, it causes me to lose focus of, being in the moment, being in the process. And because of that, it makes me not enjoy it as much, which is something that I really don't like, because I do love this whole photography, videography thing. It is what I am doing, what I want to do, and what I want to put all my energy into. And then there's other ones, like you're extremely hard on yourself and there's extremely high expectations or standards. And again, that is quite true. I have often said it, that I am my own worst enemy in terms of this. Like, I'm my biggest critic. I will criticize everything I do, no matter, even if people say that is the best photo I've ever taken, I will find something to not entirely be happy about, whether it's something small, whether it's like something in the background that is meant to be blurred but it's not, like completely blurred, or something. Like, it's so annoying. And the thing is, I know I do this, but at the same time I just can't help myself. So because of this, a lot of my posts, a lot of my photos, a lot of my videos do not make it, as far as publication. Like, they don't make it online. I've had so many videos in my drafts on YouTube because I just wasn't happy with them, because they weren't how I wanted them to be. Last night I was scrolling through my Adobe Lightroom catalog, like all the photos that I've edited, and I've noticed that so many of the photos were just there, that I haven't done anything with them, that they are good, but because I didn't like something in them, I just never went ahead with them. Yeah, it did kind of bum me out, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, because I want to do this, and because, again, photography does push me beyond my boundaries of meeting people, because usually I am a very shy person, I kind of keep to myself. But because of this, it motivates me to get out there, meet new people, do things that I never thought I would do. And even in one of my recent videos, the one where it's the iPhone XR photography, I think it is, and I've mentioned this a few times, but in that video, I was so focused on the end result, getting good photos, that I went out, I didn't enjoy the process, I got frustrated at myself, and then I pretty much just cancelled it. And then I was like, So annoyed at it, I had to take a breather, come back to it and think about it the next day. And on that, I'm reading this book right now. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. You know, excuse my vulgar, but that's what it's called. And I read this amazing paradox, and I've seen it before shared on social media, and I think it's just amazing. Desire for a more positive experience is itself a negative experience, and paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. So basically what that means, if you go out, you know, wanting a positive experience, like wanting something, you know, to happen, that in itself is a negative experience. It's kind of like me going out, you know, focusing on the end result, that it became a negative experience. But paradoxically, if you accept that you had a negative experience, that becomes a positive experience. It is a bit of a mindfuck, I'm not gonna lie, but once you think about it, you're like, that is so true. If you accept that something was bad or something went wrong, then that is a positive experience. And coming from me firsthand, 100%, this is so true. I had such a bad experience, but then accepting that I had a bad experience helped me, you know, calm down, move on, think positively about it, think about what I could do next time that would work better, or just try something completely different. And I know I'm not the only one out there. I know so many people, including some of my friends, who do different things but are the same, have a bit of a perfectionist within them, that they just won't publish everything or they won't do something because it's not 100%. It's nothing to be like ashamed of, it's just the way some of us are, and I don't even think it's like a proper mental issue. Maybe it is, I'm not too sure, but all I do know is that I am going to change that. I'm just going to say fuck it, I'm going to become less of a perfectionist. I'm going to enjoy the process so much more. I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a post by Jordi this guy right here, I'm not too sure, Coalitic I think it's pronounced, who's an amazing photographer, just does some creative photography that not a lot of people would even think of. And I saw one of his posts and I was inspired to go and do my own, which I did. So I went and set up the scene, set up the camera, got everything I needed. Absolutely enjoyed the process, even though it was only maybe 10 minutes long. I wasn't really thinking about the end results. I just said, you know what, I'm gonna try it. I have no expectations, and for those 10 minutes it was the most fun 10 minutes like in a long time. This is the photo that I ended up getting, and then I done some editing, and then this is the final result. And honestly, I'm so happy with it. I had fun in the process. It's probably not perfect, but I don't care. I've come to realize that sometimes you just have to say fuck it, just do what makes you happy, pay a bit less attention to the end result, and just do it. Just go and create, go and do whatever it is that you want to do. So yeah, I'm going to apply this to almost every single one of my shoots from now on. I'm just not going to be as much as a perfectionist as I recently was. I'm not going to have such high standards. I'm going to be a bit nicer to myself. For me, that's what this is about, kind of learning new things about you. If there's something you don't like, you can change it. You are not stuck in the same position. And honestly, this is just something minor in my life right now, but it's something that I know I can work on, and that I know that I can, you know, almost get rid of or live with. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna enjoy the process a lot more. And if I'm not happy with the end results, who cares? I'm still gonna post it. I learned something, and if you learn something along the way, then you have succeeded. 100%. You have success. Yeah, I literally just wanted to come and talk about it. Maybe this is something that some of you guys experience. I'm sure a lot of people have this degree of a perfectionist within them. I know so many of my friends that do, and again, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's like, it's normal. It is kind of human nature, if anything, to kind of just critique your own work, but at the same time, push past that, enjoy the process. Don't always focus on the end result. Have fun doing whatever it is you do. Go and create, go and be happy. And yeah, going back to this book is the best thing I've ever read in my life. It is honestly, like, I've heard so many reviews about it, and I was thinking to myself, how good could a book be? But after reading this, or almost finishing reading it, the things you can learn from this book is just, it teaches you to look at life in such a different perspective. I'm not going to talk too much about it in case any of you actually do want to read it, and I really recommend you do. Mark Manson, you fucking genius. Just great book. Also, because I said that I didn't post a lot of photos, I'm just going to put some photos up on screen right now that are the ones that I never really thought, you know, deserve to make it to online or deserve to be published, but now I'm just saying fuck it, just publish them. So yeah, here they are. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to really talk about in this video. I know it's not really as exciting as, doing some shoots, whatever, but I do have some household photo shoots that I'm going to do, and I'm going to film over the next few days, so do make sure to stay tuned for that. But this is just something that I wanted to talk about, something that I'm dealing with, and that I know some of you are dealing with as well. And yeah, together we can overcome it. That is that for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope some of what I was talking about made sense or resonated with some of you. If you did like it, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Keep healthy and keep safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.